Hi, I'm Chuck McDonald, CEO and founder of Chrysilla LLC. I'm a small business consulting firm that uses education to help business owners create value over time. Instead of an education note today, what I decided to do was to delve a little bit into some of the softer side of the work I do. As a financial advisor, I was always keenly interested in people's life aspirations and goals and the things that they wanted to do. And working with business owners, getting to the root of what is important to them, I think is paramount in being able to put together a successful transition in financial life for them. So a few years ago, I was introduced to a tool called a core values inventory or core values assessment. There's several versions of this online. But one of the things it does, it helps you recognize and learn what is truly important to you and can help drive some decisions. Now, if you think about it, for business owners in particular, a lot of times their entire identity and their entire life has been wrapped up in the operation and ownership of a firm. And when they go to exit that, either by selling it to a family member or selling it on the private market, a lot of times business owners are maybe lost or a little bit rudderless when it comes to what is next for them. So for me, this core values assessment, it was something I did a few years ago before I retired out of the financial advisory business. For me, it was something that really helped identify what was important and start moving through the decisions that I was able to make and the life that I've created for myself since then. So what I was going to do is I was actually going to just walk through the exercise. I actually posted a PDF of this so you can print it out and go through it yourself, right along with me or on your own time. But again, it was just something that I just found extraordinarily useful as I plotted my path as for what's next. So I've got a copy of it here, and I print it out. So just step through it, and then at the end of the exercise, I'll actually go through mine and talk about what's important to me. So to start, it says determine your core values, step number 1. And there's a huge list and all these things that you can choose from. And there's things like accountability, achievement, attractiveness, charity. I'm just picking up some random creativity, encouragement, flexibility, happiness, loyalty, open-mindedness, professionalism, peace, perfection, proactivity. I'm just reading for a few of these. Stability, traditionalism, trustworthiness, wealth, obviously, wisdom. So what you want to do is so the step 1, it says choose and write down every core value that resonates with you. Don't overthink it. Just go through the list. Just whatever comes to mind, no wrong answers. And obviously there's a lot of these that are going to be attractive to you. So my first list was probably 30 or 40 of these things. And if you think of something that's not on the list, go ahead and write it down. Maybe something that just resonates with you. Then the second step says group all similar values together from a list of values that you created. So, for example, personal development and achievement might be something that could go together. Or there was a couple in here, integrity and consistency. You might find those two things related. And so what you'll do is you'll find some of these will naturally go together. And that allows you to make those into 5 groups. And then the step 3 says choose one word with each grouping that represents the label for the entire group. So there might be some overarching quality that resonates. It kind of summarizes each of those particular things. And there is no wrong answer. No right answer, no wrong answer. This is definitely an exercise that's just going to come from the heart. And you don't necessarily need to share it with anybody. But if you're just looking for that moral compass, that thing that drives you, that thing that is important to you and pushes you in that direction, then that's really the purpose of here. And then number 4 is add a verb to each value so you can see what it looks like in an actionable core value, right? So it's not just integrity. You are acting with integrity. Or it's not just fun. It is experiencing fun every day, something like that. So put some action to it. Put a verb around it so it's something that actually is something that you can do and experience throughout your life. And then finally, write them in the priority, is as in your planner, but you could just have them. I actually wrote or printed mine out on a piece of paper and I taped it to my computer monitor, and it has been there for 4 years. It has not moved from that spot. So what are mine? And I'll just kind of share with you what I arrived to. So the first one is continually seek opportunities for personal development. I love to learn. I love to try new things. It was one of the things that drove me to retire and move on from what was a great career and to do new things. So currently I teach at the local community college. I'm looking at mentoring opportunities with small businesses. I've recently picked up the guitar again. I used to play, put it down for a while, and now I try to play a half hour to 45 minutes every day just to practice, just to get a little bit better at it. And I just really enjoy the process of learning and trying new things. That is something that energizes me. So that's number 1. Number 2 is an attract and live with abundance. Sometimes you hear about mindsets where it says, oh, I have a scarcity mindset or an abundance mindset. Coming from an abundance mindset is something that is extraordinarily important to me. And I attract and live with that. I actually meditate most mornings and thinking about manifesting, which might sound a little bit woo-woo in this whole situation, but it's something that I do. And, along with that, just kind of feeling the gratitude as well, feeling that I have everything that I want and everything that I need. It kind of helps me really just live with that mindset of gratitude and abundance that helps me get through my days. The next one for me is act to promote well-being for myself and others. I'm a really big fan of balance in life. I try to exercise every day, everything in moderation. And just, not just physical well-being, not just working out, but also the mental well-being. It kind of goes along with the gratitude and abundance that I talked about earlier. But really, and it also kind of helps me with the things that I do. When I teach, I am trying to instill and promote a sense of well-being in the students that come, so they'll learn something, so they'll be able to further their careers. When I'm working with business owners, I want them to feel balanced. I don't want them to feel like they are completely owned by their businesses, that they're completely owned by their jobs. I want them to feel like they have some sort of control. And that a big part of that is, for me, physical and emotional well-being, to be able to have the time and to be able to have the ability to find that balance. Number 4 for me, perform with excellence. Everything I do in life, I want to do really well. This is what I struggle with at times, just because it feels like it can border on perfectionism, which I am not. As you can tell from these podcasts, these are not perfect. But anything that I do, I want to do well. And I also want to learn and just kind of keep getting better. It's something that is always there with me, is just being able to learn from past mistakes and just to keep improving in whatever it is that I'm doing. Finally, number 5 for me, live freely. I love being an entrepreneur in that I can choose my own time. Today happens to be a holiday. A lot of people have the day off. I have some quiet time at home, so I thought, hey, let's record a couple podcasts. I love having the flexibility and the freedom to do that. Uh, I teach. I teach a class at the community college. It's probably 4 hours a week. Plus, I do 1 hour in the office just to help out students. And that's probably the upper limit of how much time in a week I want anybody to have control over. And that was a huge thing for me. And when I realized that I value my freedom more than just about anything, that's one of the things that actually drove me to find another opportunity and to leave the corporate life and to leave a great job and find something else. So that's it. Core values. Again, there is a post there on the podcast, so you can find your own, print that out, follow along with this podcast, or you can just do it on your own. Just set aside a half hour to go through, and I hope you find it as much of an eye-opening exercise as I did. And when you're done, print it out, tape it to your computer monitor, and it's something that you can look at every day and potentially help drive your decisions and the direction as you embark on new things for yourself. And with that, I am Chuck McDonald. I'm a founder and CEO of Crisilla LLC, small business consulting firm, leverage education to help business owners create value over time. And so thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.